I'm ready.
What's poppin'?
What's up?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up? What's up, you guys? Welcome to Monday's edition of 2 OGs Smoking Weed, Coffee, and Blunt Session.
That's right.
It's your boy Bud Margins in the house.
Mr. Good Kush 89. Love smoke, baby.
So today we have a guest with us. His name is Korvus Blackbird. Okay.
Sound like a music group, don't it? Korvus Blackbird from the Blackbirds and the Stones. We coming out. Clap your hands just a little bit. No, I'm just playing.
I know that's fresh though. That's I feel like that.
Korvus and the Blackbirds, baby.
We have ourselves. Korvus is he's an activist and an artist. I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself. All right, Korvus, man, tell us a little bit about yourself.
We're gonna start where I asked you earlier. Where you from?
Where I'm from.
Where'd you migrate to? How'd you wind up in Seattle?
Because Seattle is a very diaspora.
Where are you from?
Place. I am from the bottom of a bowl called New Orleans.
The bottom of a bowl, ladies and gentlemen.
7th Ward.
7th Ward. The gutter.
St. Bernard Street.
Yeah.
Then I migrated. My mom pulled me up, and we went to the Bay Area, San Francisco.
The Yay area.
What's that? 514.
415.
415 on Patrol.
From black to black.
From black to
Mm-hmm.
from black to black. And back to black in Oakland on 98th Avenue in Brookfield Village.
That's you, Korvus.
Right.
I got one right here.
And then from that black, I went to Los Angeles, so I faded back to black and learned how to make this media that we call managing every decision in America. And then at some point in time, I decided just to do like Kwai Chang Kang and walk the earth.
You used to be my favorite show, Kung Fu, baby.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, that's why I learned martial arts from Kwai Chang Kang.
He was motherfucking Denzel. What was that movie with the carrying the Bible? Or he was the
Book of Eli, bro.
Book of Eli. He walked the earth like the Book of Eli.
This is Book of Eli. We right here where he went to in Seattle. That's what Miss Butler told us about. Butler. So then from there, I just walked the earth. Mexico, London, Paris.
Did you literally walk those places? Or
He didn't walk to London.
No. I mean, I took a bus.
He didn't walk to London, I hope.
No, I didn't walk to London.
They got an underground railroad to London, y'all. Y'all didn't know about that.
They did. No, I walked across Canada, like from Fernie to Calgary, which would be like.
My wife's Canadian.
Hey, that's the thing to say it too.
Hey on one side, hey on the other side.
Hey.
And I found myself after 9/11 in Montreal, hooked up with this guy who wanted to create a business called InnerTube, which we kind of call YouTube now. I don't know if that happened. I'm like the fifth beast of a lot of things that you just ain't aware of. Because I was that one guy that walked around and was just standing there when that thing happened.
Yeah.
He was that dude that was
like,
on the scene.
you know, there's a dude down the street when you're in New York and you look at the two towers, you can see it somewhere in Brooklyn, and he was sitting having tea and he watched the buildings fall.
Wow.
You know, if you're a lot of places, if you travel a lot, you'll experience a lot of things.
You do.
You'll be in a lot of situations.
You will.
I mean, it just works like that.
You got to be out there, though.
You got to be there.
You
gotta be in it to win it.
You gotta be in the middle of the highway, walking down the street with a white guy carrying a didgeridoo and a cowboy hat, and get picked up by two French linesmen working in the tundra in their big Mad Max truck.
Yeah. So it's you're looking at your journey coming from 504, of course, to the 415 in Oakland, and then back to the 504, and then you spent time in LA. So it's needless to say, during this time, and you also went to high school. You said in Oakland, right? So during this time, I guess, like I said, you went from black to black to black. But I guess I want to, during this time, this is when you found, like, you know, to be into your people, get into your culture, and be an activist or whatever. What made you decide to be an activist? I mean, I understand going from black to black to black, but what sparked you enough to, like, be an activist? You know?
I'm not like an adroit intellectual, even though I just used two really big words most people don't. But I was a security guard at a club in LA, and I was getting off, and I was standing waiting for the bus, and I saw this bum get harassed by the cops.
Right.
Like, I might have, quote unquote, been conscious of something as a person.
Yeah.
But then when I saw that, I was like, you fucking fascist. I ain't read Mao or whatever. I just thought that was wrong what they did, and they pulled around and arrested me too and put me in the back seat.
Oh yeah, because you spoke up. You want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
You want to be a part of it, and that's that privilege, that white gang, what I'm saying, stuff in the police department.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you want to go to jail too?
Yeah, you want to go to jail too, or you want to be in this business?
Okay.
Come
on.
on. See, that's he ain't doing nothing but asking a question.
And they arrested me, and that was my first time ever being put in jail. Like,
that's all it takes to get you.
I was in the system.
Yeah.
Right.
And that gets you
Then
kickstarted.
I made me become more aware of what my freedom and safety and just purpose and was. Okay, so let me learn who I am.
Right.
So let me go walk the earth and do all this stuff. So it's like, now let me bring all the stuff that I know and share it with somebody.
Right.
Well, you have a picture, and that picture was in the New York, was in the New York Times, and it was a picture of here in Seattle in the Chop Zone.
Yes.
What was that about?
I'm a part of a bunch of organizations. It's just groups of people, community put together. There's one called Blue Cone Studios, and it's for artists, the marginalized people, oppressed people, people who don't have access to resources that they can express themselves with.
Right.
And so this place provides a space where you can just go do art.
And listen, you guys, I want you guys to know that this guy's an OG. Alright? He may seem like what he's doing is like for the younger people, but he's doing it and he's an OG. He like 51 years old.
Yeah, OG.
And he an OG.
I'm a young OG.
You're a young OG.
But
You know what I'm
49.
saying? We young OGs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you start crossing that 60 mark, you're an older OG.
Yeah, you're
You
an
know what I'm
older.
saying?
Well, you're an OG.
You're an OG.
You're just an
I
OG.
mean, you're old. Yeah, you're an OG.
Just
You're
an
just an
OG.
OG. But when you're in our age, 49 through between 49, 48, and 60, I mean, or 59, 58, you're just a young OG. When you hit that 58, 59,
I'm
you're
a
crossing
OG,
into OG.
Yeah.
Just say OG. I ain't no young OG. I just say OG.
Yeah, I just know
status.
especially to these younger kids, I started calling them YGs.
Yeah.
Young G's, right?
Well, shit, when I went to jail, I was called an OG and I was in my 30s.
Shit.
So, you know what I'm saying? They was calling me in late 30s, you know what I'm saying? But they were calling me an OG. I was like, damn, yeah, I am an OG because these motherfuckers are being young.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't be in here. Like, get me out of here.
My kids' friends started calling me OG. And first I was like, man, I ain't no OG. Then I thought about it. I was like, well, you know what? I am an OG. Shit, I was 30 years old when these fools was born.
When your peer group or your people you associate with start referring to you as like OG, when that started happening, I thought it was kind of like, okay, that's because I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to just
My
shine
peers don't
on-
refer to me as OG. The
But
younger
that-
crowd does.
So are you a rapper and a poet?
I'm an MC.
You're an MC.
I would like to.
That means he's got wordplay, y'all. We got straight
Listen,
off the dome segment
listen,
today.
You guys, this guy, he hung out with Snoop Dogg and Tupac and those
Yeah.
guys in the 90s. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Korvus. So
Okay, hip hop, because this is being heard by ears. This is being heard by hearts. So the first part of hip hop is to move. That's to know something, to be hip. That's to put in motion your thoughts and your actions and your intentions. Hop is to where the direction and the reasons and the products that it'll be producing. Like
That's right.
hops,
Where's it
beers.
going?
Where's it
Poppin'
going?
collar.
That's hip hop. Hip hop, the culture of hip hop is a culture that has a language, that has morals, that has economics, that has expressions of self. Hip hop is a culture like you have a petri dish and you culture something. That's hip hop. So the elements of hip hop, the beat, the music, the earth, right? That's the earth bender. He takes all of the periodic table and melds these elements through this medium we call sound. That's what the MC uses, the orator, the one who brings you the morning
orator means the guy just puts it all together. The guy that puts the orator.
You know, like you watch the movies, you hear the town crier and the.
Because you up here throwing words out here.
They're called orators.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
See,
some of
this
this,
is what I'm saying.
so the
Hip hop
public, you know
is.
what I mean?
I'll get to
we
it.
got
I'll
weed
let you-
smokers out there too, so we know we gotta let them
Orators.
know. Yeah, go ahead.
The orator.
Don't worry, I'll break you down on every single one.
The orator is taking, you know, a step away from the selector, because originally the selector brought you the music, brought you the sound. He brought you there. That was the party. They pulled the cable out the pole up to the house. You know, the building was decrepit, so they used it to beautify it. They bring the community to a place that was dead and despotic, because that's what the system was doing to the people on the East Coast, right? Because we're talking about hip hop in this form, in this day, in this present age, because it always has existed.
Well,
We
it
just
wasn't
call
the
it-
same though.
Yeah, we just call it hip hop today.
Right,
It's
right,
definitely
right.
not
Just
the same
call it
music.
hip hop.
Ladies and gentlemen,
See, that's what I'm saying when people
OG Korvus.
say rapper and MC.
understand, I'm asking the Papa's collar. Poppy collar for me on that one. Would you please? Love smoke, baby.
So,
Love smoke
in-
gonna be
No,
yours.
I'm not finished. So the MC
Right.
is taking that step ahead for the selector, bringing the music to the people, because the people are there gathered, showing their fine wares, talking their fine thoughts, watching the people move their body, and that's the b-boy, the b-girl, the breakers, who dance to this moment in the music that's broken, but this brokenness is then put together and then in this way where silence and noise becomes a beautiful experience. That's music, silence and noise put together.
Becomes a medley.
Right. Melody, harmony, rhythm, syncopation, intopation, you know, pontification, whatever, like,
Yeah.
and then you're like, yo, y'all my friends in the house to be, my
Hey.
people over here came to see, we doing this stuff with the ABCs, you got me, my friends, my man, my mic, I got this mic and I'm ready to excite the light, and that's what the cat is doing, and then it's like
Ooh,
devolving
going
into this
straight
place
off
where you
the
got
dome
people
today.
got colored hair and they're telling you how to sit down and talk.
That's
What?
right. Shit, we might as well play a bongo while this brother talks. Yeah, go ahead and say some more, brother.
you know, so listen. Okay, so you're in California during the '90s. You're kind of in there, and so like this is what I want to know is like, so these guys that are the orators of hip hop in the '90s. How were they? These and just give us a few of the names because like this friend that I know, his name is Juggernaut. He just worked with Tupac's old group. What I can't remember their name.
Outlaws?
Outlaws, yeah. And so they came in and laid down some tracks for him in Yakima and stuff like that. And so he has a song, a video, and all that just came out. Hopefully we can get him to come down here to Seattle
That would be
and come onto the show.
Oh yeah, Juggernaut, cool. He got
Amazing.
some stuff. You can look him up on Juggernaut. You can find his music on YouTube. He's got videos posted.
Check
you know
him
what I'm
out.
saying? You can also go to his Instagram site. I forget the name of it, but just put in Juggernaut.
Just put in
and
Juggernaut.
It'll pull it up. Mhm.
Yeah, just put in Juggernaut.
Also on Facebook, he's got some stuff on Facebook too that you can check out too. Just put in Juggernaut on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Juggernaut. Love smoke, baby.
If should that would be like one of the members from Outlaws, like I think some of them might have been killed or died at some point, but that was
Well, it was like two or three of them.
two or three of them. Yeah, it's like there was a moment on set in particular early in my lifespan, but then like at the cusp or zenith of his, he was just getting into that momentum where he was, you know, death row.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in death
That was his
row.
biggest mistake.
Yeah, yes. No, yes. Let's be honest. Like he was with the wrong people.
That was his biggest mistake.
Like,
He
we
would
know
have made it
he
if
was with the wrong people.
He
You
wouldn't have made
can
a
be-
difference who Tupac went with. He would have made it. He was already there.
There you go. That's
He
what I'm
didn't need
saying.
Death
He
Row.
was.
Death
You're
Row was-
Tupac right now. You're in there doing whatever you're doing. Later on, we'd be like, "Oh, you're a degree or whoever," but he was a nonplussed kind of cat. You wouldn't notice him in the room unless he was talking.
Okay, so I'm looking over your, you know what I mean, your resume
I mean,
a little
I might-
bit,
I
your
might
your
know some.
your accomplishments and some of your dealings that you've been involved in. Let's talk about. We got 1 minute. On the next segment, let's talk about the thing you did on MTV called Singled Out and Spring Break. That was in 1995 and 98. But before we get into that, that's what we're going to come back with in the next segment. We want to give a shout out to Elements Media TV.
Shout out Element Media.
That's right, Love Smoke, baby. We also want to give a shout out to Jack Mobility TV and Rainier Avenue Radio. Love Smoke to
Shout
you.
out Jack Mobility TV, Rainier Avenue Radio.
And we'll be right back after this moment.
All right, 2 OG smoking weed. Peace.
Are we still bored?
Well, we're on these
We're on
right
social
here.
media, but on the main camera.
All right. This is so fun. I'm so like trying to get past the nerd part. I'm good.
Oh, you good? Just be you.
It's like, yo, bro, it's like being behind camera is so much more comfortable. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, I watched this process.
Yeah.
If I was doing her thing right now, I'd be cool.
But that's what I'm used to doing, is being on that side, right? But that ain't necessarily that easy either.
I gotta remember my shout outs.
Yeah, I was on the set of Dreamgirls. My cousin, we have a cousin that's from Chicago, and I met him at the family reunion. We had a family reunion.
We got like
in
a couple minutes. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, right?
All right, and
Where's Brandon at?
I was sitting
Where's
behind.
the end that's just cut
I was
off?
sitting behind the camera and stuff while they were filming Dreamgirls because I was a guest of Jamie Foxx because he's actual friends with my cousin that I met up with in LA. They've been friends for like 18, 19 years. This was back in like 2006 or whatever.
Oh, you have to charge this too?
So shit, you know, they invited me out to hang out, you know, in the trailer and shit. That's what he said. You know, meet Jennifer Hudson. You know, she was just getting started. Meet her mama. You know, her brother. I met all of them. I met Beyonce, and but it was cool because I got to sit right behind the director. You know what I mean, and kind of watch this. You know, all the scenes go down. I actually got pictures because I had the old. You know, the camera phones from probably was Sprint since August of 2000. Yeah, it's the one with the camera. It's a flip phone. And then it has the camera on the outside of the flip though, and the flash right there, and it has the antenna on it. That was the one I had at the time. Yeah.
You described that to some kid today that don't know what you.
I know, and I was sitting behind him, but I'm trying to be cool. You know, I'm Jamie's guest, so I can't be acting all new, like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, can I get a picture with you? Hey man, come on man, I've been, you know, so I got to be like cool. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, the camera's like right here, and I got a picture of Jamie sitting in the chair with his little jump off that he bought up from Miami. I took a picture of that, then I took a picture of the director right there. Like I was on the cool doing it just like this.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm telling you that Hollywood stuff.
I got some Hollywood because it's like it's really literally me just therapeutically remembering an experience.
Come on, man. I was in the industry, so I know. I was asking
like,
you a lot.
I like this. Okay, is this recorded? What I'm doing right now?
Everything's recorded. Even what we talking right now is on.
So
our
like
social
this is
media.
what happens. So I'll come home and I'll drop down like the Pelican case and plug it back in because I usually have the walkies because I'm usually like the 80s first or the first 80s or the second 80s. So that was my day to day. Like how I hustle when I work. You know, I love getting a work call while I'm at work. So that means I'm stacking my grind.
Right.
So I'm working. So I'm paying my $700 rent for my apartment that I have by myself. That my wife don't live in. I'm divorced. I'm on my own. I'm doing it. I'm grown. This is what you're supposed to do to be a human being, right? Boom.
Right.
So I plug in my walkies. I'd sit down, go to my freezer, get my Absolute, pull me a cup, and sit down and turn on my TV and feel like I did something.
Yeah.
And I'd watch movies, get my book, take notes, get up in the morning, literally, bro, with a cup of my tea and walk to the Blockbuster, OG, the Blockbuster, get 2 movies with no money in my pocket because they knew me and they come back and get it again. To sit down and watch movies and take. That's what I did. All of that's going to culminate into a comic book I'm not going to speak too much about because it's still in production. I've had this conversation with myself before I came here. Yeah, that's a caveat to talk about, but don't.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change the world. It's for us. It's for us black folks.
I know. That's how I feel about the Black Act. I'm gonna get with the app designer.
I said that out loud to my girl when I was listening, because I had the nub in my ear when I'm sitting at the desk listening to the show, just doing our morning thing. She's sitting across from the table.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know the Black app? She's like, I don't know what that is.
That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna change the world for our culture because it's gonna be an app. I gotta find a Black designer, app designer. But
It's the digital green book, bro.
yeah, it's the digital green book for us. You know what I'm saying? Everything for us. Well, you want to find a bank? Oh, you want to know where we produce groceries at? Oh, you want to know where our grocery stores are? Oh, you want to know where you can
So
get a
you
loan? at?
actively participate in the economic structure for our own wealth.
Right.
Because, the devil does its work diligently.
Mm-hmm.
The lights of the citadel stay on at night. How much oil land do you have to keep the pretty lights on downtown in the center of the populace where you want people to gather to then exchange ideas and products with each
No, they don't want us. They don't want us unified in
other?
any
You
sort
stay
of
in
way.
the hood here and we'll watch over you there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, how do you pay $750 worth of taxes and you don't pay?
Right.
What is that? I don't understand what you're showing me when you see me show me this infographic. I'm supposed to understand the economic structure and participate, think about my P&L and all this other kind of stuff. And this guy talking about throwing paper towels at people.
There's connectors.
Well, I
There's one
want to
right
punch
next
him
to
in
a
his
USB.
fat face. Oh yeah, that picture is soft, bro, because I wasn't doing anything. He was trying to inch his way past me and the other people trying to de-escalate him and move him about, but he has this propensity to do it anyway. They think call him Preacher John or something. Put that
DC.
over
I mean,
there. But
oh, sorry, there's one, but I don't think.
So, Doctor, do you have Brandon's number on your phone?
I mean, debauchery in the sense of hip hop, yes, that exists because the excess that exists provided by the industry. Industry rule number 4080, record company execs are shady.
Well, I mean, you know,
That's not a metaphor.
I go deeper than that, dog. There's a society behind that. So
Let's talk about the
all that.
conversation between the prison industrial complex and the record company existing
Yeah.
so they can systemically inject the music with conditions and frequencies that precipitate people falling into actions that put them in jail.
Programming. That's what he means by programming. That's what all this is anyway. You know, when it comes to TV, when it comes to commercials, when it comes to your local news, it comes to your, that's all programming. When the military keeps putting it like it's so cool to join the military, the armed forces and stuff, like they put all these commercials, they're trying to program you into, oh yeah, to some young man, you know what I mean? They, you know, programming's programming, and they keep throwing food in your face, advertisement from Taco Bell and all, they're programming you. So like, oh, I need something quick, you know, like I'm hungry. I mean, it's programming. So that's what the music does too. That's what they do with the youth, and that's why sometimes like guys run around and listening to all this negativity in the music. You know, that's why we say we need to change the game. You know, of how we, you know what I'm saying, and what we think is cool. We think being negative in certain things. We think, you know what I mean, like you know, if I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, carrying a pistol in my hood, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, and I'm banging a bunch of girls, you know what I mean. I'm supposed, and I'm making some money and wearing some jewels. We act like that's really cool. You know what I mean? Like we have to, yeah, we have to change the perception. You know what I'm saying, of what cool is. And so, you know, when we put all that stuff in our music and guys are rolling like that, it's like you have no chance in the world, really. You know what I'm saying? Your chances, like anybody else, are very limited. And you're listening to this garbage instead of something that's going to edify and uplift your mind.
Inspire the masses when they move their asses in the back of their classes with their ghetto passes.
I mean, think about every day if we walked around, you know what I'm saying, everything we were listening to was on an up and up and edifying. And everything we did was, you know, I understand the beats, you know what I mean? I like that too. You know, who doesn't like the beats? Like the,
your
you know
head
put the
is
top back.
nodding because you are in agreement with the frequency.
With the frequency.
Frequency then is used to give you information. This information then is used to motivate your action. When the German or Prussian figure out how to make the CD and figure out what frequency and hertz to produce it at the devil's frequency or whatever. So conscious people started encountering that frequency by putting the content upon the beat
Right.
to do the same thing.
Right.
In 10 years, is there going to be a little somebody, little who, little what, little like maybe a little Boosie? No, he'll be dead. Is there gonna be a little what, little
Wayne,
Little
somebody?
Wayne? Like, is there? You gonna be a little something?
You
in
still
10
gonna be
years?
Lil Wayne
You
at
still gonna be
60?
Lil in 10 years. You little what? Little. I'm not interested in your grill.
He little though, no matter what.
I'm
matter
not
what, he
interested
little.
in your girls. I'm not
No matter
interested
what
in your
age,
But at some
bodies.
point in time, what's your name?
Right.
You know, I mean, we can't. You know, even Jay-Z likes to be called Sean Carter now in his business world, right? He doesn't even
His
really.
name is Wayne.
You know what I'm saying, or whatever it is, Wayne.
Y'all know my
Yeah.
motherfucking name.
Like
That's
how?
what-
I mean, oh,
Right
who's Sean
there.
Carter then? That's P Diddy, right?
No,
How do we
Sean
hit this
Carter.
up?
Sean Combs.
P.
And
Diddy
then
Combs.
and then Puff
P.
Daddy.
Daddy, Puff Daddy. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Sean Combs, and then Sean Carter is Jay-Z. Okay, or Wayne Carter, whatever his name is.
Wait, but no, nobody know who Schoolie D is. Nobody know who Stetsasonic is. Nobody knows.
I do.
Okay, that's okay. You feel me? You know, like I'm trying to pull some old obscure head. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, we don't take it back. I was just telling my son that the other day. I was like, man, I had him listening to some the meters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, save a life listening to meters in your headphones walking down the street.
He
Please.
did. And I was like, man, you got to take it back like that. I said, you guys don't know nothing about this. I said, this is where all this
That's
music
what
and
you're
stuff
listening to.
originates from, you know. And I had him listening to some Curtis Mayfield. So, you know, we was just vibing like that. And Curtis Mayfield come on, brothers.
Lil Uzi go, I don't listen to that old music, but like you don't understand the expression of beats that you are experiencing are the very result of that.
I can't even
old
believe that we
music.
could even
Right.
have a conversation about anything with Lil Uzi in this room.
Lil Vert, Lil Vert, I don't listen to that old stuff. Like, look at Tyler the Creator. Look, what's his name?
I don't know.
Tyler the Creator. That's what my point is. Like, he's made his point and millions by selling the cat he grew when he was a kid, writing the whack rhymes that he's made now popular, right? So when you listen to jazz, quote unquote, an Americanized name for American classical music, you're listening to the expression of some dead man's frequency. We're doing a Charlie Parker thing.
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah.
Babies.
Yeah.
I'm patterning off of a pattern left by an ancestor,
Right.
right? So if you listen in the Little Vert, what pattern of his ancestors is he passing on to you with that beat? Right? You see what I'm saying? Where's the stamp
Rick
of you
Ross.
acknowledging
People like
what
Rick
you're
Ross, Jay-Z,
using, where it
Puff
came
Daddy,
from?
they know what
say
they're
it's
doing.
badass.
They know what they're doing when they put that music out. Rick Ross know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, those guys. You know, I'm not even him. I could say other groups. You know, I could name a lot of other artists, but they know what they're doing, man.
So the conversation.
Especially when they get on there talking about my soul.
So
Soul.
so they're slipping and going, yeah, I sold my soul to the devil. So they're slipping and saying, yeah, there really was a conversation where they told us to make gangster rap and make sure people did dumb
I don't
shit.
know.
So
It should have
so
some power.
this is the proliferated. It's just
Mm-hmm.
If it had its own power.
like how many times you can find a conversation such and such said such and such about somebody in the record industry that did something. Well, why is that even a conversation?
Because those record industry execs and owners, boy, they are part of the cult. You better recognize.
Shady in the
Shady
shadows.
and the shady. You know what I'm saying? Everything they do is satanic.
In the shadows of the Hollywood
Yeah.
tree.
The casting couch and shit is real.
No, yeah, that's real. That's real.
The power's gone.
long tall. Susie
Man, I was
will
supposed to get
gladly
picked up in
get
North
on her
Hollywood
knees.
for a Pandora's Box party, man. I was in the industry.
Okay, look.
I did it, man.
I'm running around the set. I gotta make sure Master P and everybody else
Yeah.
getting on set after making sure they got the chicken and pizza. The young sister is coming back out of the room and her blouse is on backwards. I had to grab her by the shoulder and pull her around, tell her to put her clothes back on the right way and then come back out on set. One little incident where you see the degradation that takes place.
Yes, sir.
There's joy, there's creativity, there's all this other stuff, but then it's like people get caught in the wave of it, like when you deal with Africa Bambaataa, like you deal that in the time of the '80s where they were really walking around like Romans.
I
and
played
Greeks
ball,
playing with each other.
and so I hung out with some pretty influential people. Like I knew people who really knew people. You know what I mean? So I was around it all. I was at Gabrielle Union's private birthday party at the mansion. You know what I mean? Only select invites. I was there because I knew somebody who knew somebody. The guy that I knew used to be in the group. The guy that I knew and hung out with every day. He used to be in this group. They used to sing this song. Here we go. Here we go again. Go. They were an a cappella group.
Okay.
Remember any a cappella groups? I'm trying to take you back.
What's that?
Boys the Men.
No.
The Men.
Here we go again, going through the same thing. I don't know, but I don't
Take
really want to go
6.
through it.
Was it Take 6?
Not Take 6. There was another one.
Finally got it. Okay, so
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah.
No, he's back.
yeah, so we need to play Suzanne. So
Can we play it?
I just can't even believe that.
Okay, here's an incident.
The freaking
I'll
power.
take y'all back.
Even younger though. Like this is like when I was, well, I was young, but not young. I was running with my uncle, and he was driving for Joel Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Silver. I said it
Mhm.
out loud. I even went back to
My
LA
son
recently
texted.
and thought I would look him up, but after all of like the cancel culture started happening, I didn't try to find him because it was like, yo, you remember my uncle because he passed because
Yeah.
he,
Your camera
he
is
drove
sideways.
his car, the truck,
Okay.
the van,
Gotcha.
with the symbol that you
Camera
see when you
sideways.
watch Matrix.
Yeah.
That's on the
They probably
door.
look better the other way.
Yeah.
Me behind Joel up front, his Jewish lawyer and the other guy. The other
Mhm.
guy OD on something, just got a bad reaction to the coke he was doing that night that we were running around town with. And I'm a young buck working with his uncle.
Right.
Him and his friend doing the Hollywood thing. And I'm just like, there. He ODs, we drop him at the front door of Cedar Sinai. Right there in Hollywood, over
Yeah.
there by Beverly Center. Hollywood star. Right? That's a moment. That's the kind of thing that takes place. So you are a young artist
Yeah, we
trying
just
to
keep
navigate
taking
this
our phone,
thing to get your thing there. Just make sure you have who you are with you and that thing ready, because it's just a string you're throwing a rock in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can let it get in
Do
the.
you like the video when I do it on my phone like this?
Yeah, that's nice. I was like, oh shit, yeah, you can see that. I can see that because black background, white letters. So we get
Africa Town
we just getting ready to start.
Innovation Center. I'm saying it out loud.
Of course,
From the show
I
out.
cannot believe I did that.
New power cord?
Yeah, he didn't have it in the bag.
If you have a music segment, I got it.
We're getting ready to do that this second too.
Music, old school hip hop. I know a little bit.
Okay.
Old school hip hop. Ah, shit, here we go.
I know who De La Soul is.
Hey, I like that.
De
Old
La
school
Soul,
too.
that's right.
That's filthy.
Yeah.
I like that.
3 Feet High and Rising.
Is that a group?
Are you making a statement? Or just...
That's a question. Is that a group?
See how good that is? See, it's like the old people can't be afraid of the young, and the young people can't be afraid of the old. That's how you
Hello?
transfer music.
Right.
Like, I realize I'm old. Like, in terms of, like, when I was that kid over down the street and they were
I thought it might have
playing
been
cards and drinking, and I was playing Mario Brothers with my neighbor kid, and they were listening to, you know, MC Hammer or the Shy Lights.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? My mama got a Rick James
I have a timer on my
album
phone
on
too.
her show.
Okay. That'll work perfect.
Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, guys. We back. And so we here with Cortavius Blackbird, or Korvus Blackbird.
That's okay. It turns into all
And
kinds.
sorry, but it's Korvus
I
Blackbird.
got a story for my name. Whatever.
So, okay, you guys. So one of the things about Korvus also is that he's an artist. And so what we're going to do is, you know, you got your music queued up, Korvus?
I got it. I'm ready.
Well, we told the
Yeah.
people when we came
Hold on a
back,
second.
we were gonna let him talk about his MTV experience,
So we're gonna get you queued up and talk about your MTV experience
and
all
then
that
go into your
stuff. music.
music.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Cool. That's a cool segment.
Yeah.
MTV singled out #1 show watched in London of American television.
Kind of slide this way, son.
Okay, my friend. That's
What's the iPhone?
Mary Ellis Bonham was one of the main producers of some of these shows, and I went out to go on one of the dating shows because I lost a bet with my arty friends to go on TV because we were like, fuck Hollywood, we want to make art, and I lost a bet to go on, so I went on to go on the show, and I got on the show. I lost a bet to get on the show, but I still had to get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I got on the show, on a small show, and in the process of getting on a small show, I got a job on MTV.
Oh,
Right on.
what'd you do?
I was a pimp.
You was a pimp?
Because he said on your resume, on your bio, you said it was a talent. You were a talent. So basically,
Talent
that's-
coordinator.
Talent coordinator. So that's what he said.
I was a pimp. And so I
You use certain talents, huh?
I use my certain talents of human observation.
Being able to persuade
people to give me their personal information and direct them to the Hollywood set to go on this TV show called Singled Out.
Yeah.
Guys and girls, 100 of them.
You guys, Korvus is
Rap.
one of those guys that he could go to Hollywood and be somebody's son. Not really, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Oh, we lost it?
No, go ahead and put your music on.
Yeah, just turn the music on now,
Just
set
turn
to
it
go.
on now.
Oh, gosh.
We hooked you in.
What's the name of your song?
It's called Murder Burger.
Oh, you guys, it's called Murder Burger, and I did that many times, maybe twice last week.
and I
Murdered a burger.
worked on set and corralled them. I was behind the throne making them golf clap.
Turn it up.
Let's get in the car and go through the drive-thru. Welcome to Murder Burger. May I take your new world order?
Yes. Could I have some red meat for my children's fries? Some fatty acids for my wife's thighs? Some size my Big Mac for my heart attack? Of course. We kill billions daily.
Okay.
You niggas need a happy meal. For real, for real. Manifest destiny, not a happy deal. Sun up, sun down in electromagnetic plantation fields. Yields, quarterly gross dividends. Those Mickey D's fries stuck in your intestines. Democrats and Republicans, frog licking poppy fields. Donald the model rocked in a burger, you laugh about it.
Oh, shit.
Builder burgers won't let you build a room burger until Vatican Oprah Disney merge. Earth is still carbon footprint finds your mouth chewing dead babies. Chopped up in buckets, stick honey mustard, yellow dye, number 5. Massacre church choir, go out for hot apple pie. Wow. America, don't let it catch you slipping, sipping. Ghetto burger, master teacher, purpose, the level people eater, double creature feature, rigger, itchy trigger finger, plastic tape blinkers, trolling R&B singers, pissing on your teenagers, woke community running up on hippie new ages. Let us go back to walking streets with black Motorola pages. Let us cut it in 4 quarters, make our own dollar, holla, white blue collar. You too can be the idiot caller and own your own brand new world order. Welcome to Murder Burger. Keep murder collective, making it easy to drop a building on toddlers yelling Allah. Then they pick up a skinny superstar
I like this.
at a bar with more than 51 stars. Brought to you by our sponsors, Prison Industrial Medical Educational Non-Denominational NGO Complex. Simple for you little silly fools who drool over what you think is cool. Stay in school, stay in school. Yes, can I have some red meat for my children's fries? Some fatty acids for my wife's thighs? Some size my Big Mac for my heart attack?
Yeah, lyricist. That's why he's an MC.
He's laying it down.
Master of ceremonies.
Yes, can I have some red meat for my children's fries? Some fatty acids for my wife's thighs? Some size my Big Mac for my heart attack? Of course, we kill billions daily.
Yo, soon to come, baby.
Man, you guys, he laid it down. I don't know if you know what the fuck he was saying exactly, but we can hear it clear. And he was telling you what the fuck is happening right now. Right now, that was tight. And man, I don't. Where can you find that song at?
You just heard it.
Man, that shit was tight, man. I mean, I was shocked. You know, literally it took me about, 20, 30 seconds to adjust my mental to what the fuck he just said. Because, I was thinking something else. I'm talking about eating hamburgers. And, and he's laying it down like, a poet. That shit was tight, man, that was nice.
That's the reason why he's an MC.
You young cats out there, if you guys need some real lyrics, Korvus Blackbird on Facebook can probably hook you up.
You can also go to 206.
If he a ghostwriter.
Yeah. Hey, it's true, man. Come on.
Ghostwriters get paid.
They get paid.
I knew Dre's ghostwriter in Dallas, Texas. He was making bank.
I mean, come on, bro. You're an actor. I'm not listening.
Shout out to Roddick.
Much, but
Love Smoke, baby.
I'm like, whatever, how you got there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah.
No, it does.
So you guys, I can see where like some of the activist things that he does, you can hear it in his lyrics. He really writes about the life that's happening right now. He ain't even writing about the life that was happening in the 90s, because we probably kind of thought it was going to be something like that, but he's talking about what the fuck is happening right now, today.
Right now.
I think that was probably one of the most, educational songs for stupid people out there that claim they don't know what the fuck is going on.
That's the problem with it. We are not intelligent listeners.
Right.
And I'm learning how to be a patient listener.
Well, there ain't shit worth listening to if you're listening to most music, especially if it's hip hop, because they ain't talking about nothing. They say two or three. It's not
our fault. It's like if you see a billboard, if you hear a commercial, if the kid got a ringtone, if it's on that commercial that they like off of the end of their show, there's so much other music to be heard, to be listened. It's in the same places and platforms that you can find.
I can't even understand what they're saying most of the time.
I had that moment, and I'm a lyricist, and I didn't understand what
I tell my go get my kids. I go, hey,
looked at the visuals, and then that. Videos are still being made what they look like when they were making videos back in the 70s. They just got bigger toys, but their thematics and their narrative are limited, and it's contrite. And that's why I left Hollywood, because it feeds upon itself and it regurgitates. The only thing good about something that's vomiting is honey.
Hollywood.
It's honey.
Straight up.
That's why I left Hollywood too.
I was in there, trying.
I ain't never been.
I was,
I've been to
I did a
Hollywood,
movie in July of 07 called Half Past Dead 2. Look it up. You can YouTube it or whatever. I start the movie off my scene and everything, so you could.
And he was half dead.
I was a prison inmate. I always had to play a prison inmate or a security guard or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
The thug.
Yeah, I did a reading for the game that sitcom or whatever, and I was supposed to be in an episode actually, and I did a reading for them, and
the guy that gets thrown over the ring.
That part was was a real part. But,
he'd have been the nicest criminal in prison that you ever met, guys. He'd have been the nicest guy in prison that you met.
Let's just hoop and play dominoes, man. Play cards.
Slap the bones.
That's it. Play some cards. That's it.
And I hate to say that, but I play dominoes too. I love playing dominoes. I ain't
7 draw, 9 no draw, 9 draw, whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? However you want it.
Well, they're a lot more adept than me. I just play one for them.
But to our guest, Korvus, I wanted to talk about something on here I thought was interesting. Also, a drum major. Let's talk about that. You're a drum major.
That was what brought me to this geographical location
Mhm.
in the Northwest we call Seattle, or in other parlance, Morocco. So I'm walking the streets of the town trying to understand my geography and get the optics, and I, find groups of people who are of some affinity, and they are anarchist marching band back in the day after the tale of WTO. Like, people get activated, people get organized. Like, I'm trying to get organized with the people who are activated because of Chas Chop and whatever. Right, and so I've met people who's like, I got my bulletproof vest, I got my riot gear. Like, you have a kit. Like, I still have a kit.
Yeah.
Like, I come home, remember, as I was saying, I put my Pelican down and plug in my walkie-talkies. I'll come home from making sure my friends at Blue Cone or people at Africatown are safe.
Right.
I take off my bulletproof vest now.
There we go.
My sons are over there with it, so I know you got to look at, survey. And that skill sets that I got from working on a movie set.
Right.
Being that person that made sure where something is. Be quiet.
And also, you ain't a small dude, man. What, you 6'4", 5"? About 6'5"?
I'm the shortest in my family.
Yeah, he's about 6'5". I'm 6'8". He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Easy.
Like, of my matrilineal lineage, I'm the shortest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Many uncles. I'm taller than my mom and dad. I'm
Yeah, 'cause,
shorter than all of my,
yeah.
where I come from. Like,
When you see him on
6'5".
Facebook, he don't really look that tall.
Yeah. That's because I'm a teacher. I'm a kid teacher. I teach kids hip hop and bumblebees.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Well, where do you teach them at?
Here in Seattle, Georgetown, at Africatown, wherever you got a backyard with a hive, we can set up a whole economic network so everyone can be sweet.
Well, my youngest son was part of the residency,
No.
and so he hangs out with a bunch of these hip hop kids that, I mean, they're so good at hip hop, making hip hop music and stuff like that. But they have spent, this was the second year, so they spent couple years with the residency. So they have access to the best hip hop artists in Seattle, Macklemore, Baby Got Back, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir
I
Mix-a-Lot.
ran into
Sir
him at the
Mix.
Guitar Center, bro.
A whole bunch of different hip hop artists that they got access to in all these studios, and you should hear some of
That's
the
what
music
I'm
that
kinda-
they
I was
got.
saying-
Everybody from the town
What's-
talk about that.
Where is he at? What's he?
Who?
Mix.
Mr.
We were
Mix-a-Lot.
talking about,
Like,
we got love for him just because your brother, but at the same time, it's a known fact in the African American community here in Seattle and amongst the artists and stuff like that. Like, he ain't never bought nobody out or tried to bring nobody. He got he never brought nobody up. You know what I mean? From the town to where we could, and there's a lot of talent here. So
A lot of talent.
that's on the streets, and that's a word. You know what I'm saying? That's a known fact. So it's like,
there's a
And we ain't trying to
civilization
start
of
no
talent in
rumors.
Seattle.
yeah, we ain't starting no rumors. That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
on
all.
the street already.
Some constellations in Seattle of I'm trying to.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of my youngest son, the group that he hangs out with, if you listen to some of their music, you would think that shit is somebody on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how polished they are from hanging out, being at the residency, because they teach you how to lay tracks. They teach you how to, they really teach you how to produce music, and it is just incredible. What's up?
What is the residency?
It's a music, program, and it's at EMC down in Seattle Center.
Oh, okay. Is
And-
that some like adjunct of Macklemore or some other program? I know a guy who was working at EMP. I got fired from the EMP.
Well, no, but the EMP is just where they hold it at. That's just the building.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And so, but it's a summer program, right? And this year they had to do it online. But what they did last year was my son, they picked his song, because what they did, they had a show after it was over at the very end, and it was at the Paramount Theater, and it was like $1,000 a ticket. And they sold that place out, and his song was the one that they picked for the main song. And man, they got up there and they performed that, and man, everybody was, everyone was there. It was incredible. And then from that point on, we should hear their music. You should hear these guys' music. I keep going when I'm gonna start, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a screen that's gonna go over this whole back area, and I'm gonna take the camera and put it back here, and we're gonna start doing Zoom performances. Right
Man, I
here.
want to do American Bandstand. I want to do a Black American Bandstand.
Shoot, we about to do a Black American Bandstand right now. You know what I'm saying? We got a segment.
No, I mean,
called-
I can't be Don Cornelius Soul Train. I want to see a platform where that is done. and
Listen,
it's
did you
black.
hear what I just said? I'm gonna start
You
doing.
do that? Okay.
I'm gonna start
Was that
having
just
these.
echoing it?
I already talked to them about it. They're
I
down.
just
So
wanna do it.
all I gotta do is get a cover that's gonna go over the back of here, and when they come, I'll turn everything around this way, right? And then people can come and sit down in here and stand and stuff while they sit over there perform, and the cameras are over here on Zoom watching. People can come in and watch them perform.
Langston Hughes, Freshest Roots. I mean, it's just there's 206 Zulu,
Mhm.
Alpha P, You Speak.
Are those
Like,
famous people? Hip hop
These are
people in Seattle?
yes. See, I was gonna say.
Speaking
no,
of hip hop,
yes,
we're
they
not
are.
gonna let them get away, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to do Straight Off the Dome. You know.
Oh,
You
straight
know
off
what
the
I'm saying?
dome.
So here we go with the MC Korvus.
Is it gonna sound good? I
Some
mean,
people
like,
flow too.
to their ears.
Not too fast, not too, you know.
Okay. Oh wow.
Some you can flow to.
That's like a mini Rippleton. Just make me feel many memories. This ripple do when I feel these frequencies frequently. So I'm just gonna jump on a beat so easily. How I bring the people to the feet so easily. When they wanna meet to the beat, when they hit that beat.
Hey!
Hit you so deeply. Hit you so easily. How we move with the beat so easily, right? Up to the beat, up to the heat, up to the beat. 4, 1, 2, 3, and see that epiphany. How brilliantly that you come to this simple, like popular pimple underneath the limbo stick. I don't care how you watch Netflix. Can you make 2 sticks start a fire? Cause we need to get higher. We need to get higher. Just get that real rhythm. Into position like the 808 piston engine. Pull a pistol is easy. Can you put it on an easel? Make it look unbelievably so like the scenery of your future that you see yourself in. That's how you get yourself in. The picture painted square, perpendicular. Don't matter where, what color hair you wear. I don't care. Just be rare. Right there in the middle when you want to stare. Into the future, red. That's how you can.
Yeah, that was bumping. You know what I'm saying?
Straight off the dome, ladies and
Straight off
gentlemen.
the dome.
Minute and 36 seconds, straight off the dome with OG Korvus. Yo, that was tight right there. That was love right
Yeah,
there.
you guys straight
Love
off the
smoke
dome.
right there. Love smoke. Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? Like experiences in life. And you're an MC. You know, it makes it so that you can, flow and get and say things like that. You know, so all you young cats out there, you guys looking for somebody to write lyrics?
Read
you
a
want
book.
some serious lyrics?
Not
Man,
your
I'm
hook.
trying
Read
to
a book.
tell you.
For real, read a book.
Who to call?
How you gonna talk if you ain't got no words? You just slur off the lean. You don't understand. It's not the golden mean. Philly, what I mean?
All the way, I know what you mean.
Like, I'm sorry. Just like,
You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne be on the lean.
Right? I just like.
But you didn't hear that first on 202.
I just like. I mean, I just be like, what is it, like young, this other young little lung don't have no lung breath. That's why you don't have no breath control. You don't have no breath control. Because this is the thing you stood in the studio and said, yeah, you made a video and put all this other rapping and trapping around it, but I see you create this like exterior of this. Okay, yeah, James Brown kind of did it, but we knew what it was and what he was doing.
Do you guys understand that he's talking in rhyme to you?
Man, this spoken word, basically. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I don't know if you guys even remember spoken word, because it hasn't been spoken about in a long time.
One of my Sith masters of the spoken word said, I want to put this out there because I want to say, whatever he said, the spoken word is a lie.
Okay, Korvus, we
Yes.
have like 1 minute.
Go.
Go ahead and give us,
Portrait is the old school group.
tell us who you
Portrait.
are. I mean, just give us what you want people to know. You got 1 minute. Go tell us.
My name is Korvus, Barefoot Blackbird. I'm father, teacher, student on planet Terra. We are here now, yesterday, and tomorrow, and forever. So however way clever we can be as humble as the bumblebee. It's so simply and easy when you build around some good old honey.
Yeah!
That's right.
And we got some outside. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I'm going to shout out real quick to Mobility TV, Rainier Avenue Radio, and Elements Media Network and Broadcasting. You guys can upload that on your phones, on an app, Elements Media Network and Broadcasting, so you guys can check us out on their network. They've got a beautiful platform for you to check us out. I want to say shout out to 2OG Smoking Weed and our producer, Mariah Hill.
No smoke, baby.
And shout out to Korvus Blackbird, our guest. Mr. Good Kush 89.
Love smoke.
It's your boy Bud Margins of 2OG Smoke on Wedge, you guys. Peace.
So, Bree, how old do you have to be to join a residency?
Oh my God, you gotta try.